mush mouth. I'll get it out of here. It'll come out at some point. Oh yeah, Boo Junkies. Here we go. Mike Delgadio here, back with another video on home studio setup for voiceover. And I've got one that I've been eager to test this microphone out. This is the Warm Audio WA87 microphone. And people have been asking me about this microphone, telling me about this microphone, and I have been really eager to try it. The WA87, 87 in the model number, that tells me that they may be trying to evoke possibly the sound of the Neumann U87 microphone, and I think that if anything, they're trying to emulate the vintage sound of the U87 microphone. It says on the spec sheet that it is an 87 style circuit. So I'm going to guess that that's probably what they're going for, and I'm guessing probably maybe more of the vintage style. So maybe they're so what that means is there's a very famous microphone model called the Neumann U87, and it's a really, really great sounding mic. It's also a really, really expensive sounding, expensive mic, not expensive sounding. It is expensive sounding, but it's an expensive microphone. $3,500. Ish, if I had to guess. Depends on which model. There are a couple of different ones. At any rate, very expensive. And and when they switched some years ago, they switched from the U87 to something called the U87 AI. And people think that the sound of the microphone itself changed. And a lot of people sort of chase that dragon of the vintage U87 sound. And perhaps that's what they're going for here. Maybe that's what they mean with the classic 87 style Classic 87 style circuit. Mush mouth. I'll get it out of here. It'll come out at some point. So this is a multi-pattern microphone. It has an omnidirectional pattern, which means it's sensitive all around the microphone. It's a figure 8 pattern, so there's a switch on the front, which means if you switch to figure 8, it will be sensitive from the very back and from the very front, while it'll be very insensitive from the sides, so if there's noise from the sides. And you can also use a figure 8 in different recording scenarios. A lot of people will use a figure 8 pattern as part of a mid-side stereo recording. I'm not going to go into mid-side. You can look up what mid-side is. But mid-side stereo recording often does involve a figure 8 microphone and a cardioid microphone. It's a different way. Use it for recording drums and different stereo imaging. Anyway, we're talking about voiceover here. So the last pattern that's in this microphone is the cardioid pattern. And that's the typical one that you would use in voiceover, where that is, there's a sensitivity pattern that is roughly heart-shaped, like that, where this point is the capsule of the microphone. And so there's a lobe of sensitivity that's around the microphone, less sensitive from the back. So you put any noise that might be in your studio, you put it behind the microphone, and you will get the sensitive end up to your mouth. Now, this one is, let's see, I think there's also a switch on the back. So there is a bass roll-off switch on the back, which means that you can, if there's rumble or outside, or if you want to take some of the bass out of the recording, you can do it in microphone by flipping the switch. And there's also, on the other side, there is a pad, and I think it's a 10 dB pad. Is that what it says? Oh, my glasses. I'm pretty sure it's a 10 dB pad, which means if you flip that switch, it reduces the sensitivity, allowing you to record something that's louder before the microphone itself overloads. And so you would do that maybe if you're recording drums, you're recording a concert level, you're really screaming into the microphone. You may want to attenuate. You might want to pad it a little bit by taking some of that sensitivity away. But otherwise, you can record really loud with this, 125 decibels under normal circumstances, and then with the 10 dB pad, I think it goes up to 132 decibels, which is loud. That's super loud. And the high pass filter, that bass roll off switch, it is 80 hertz, if I didn't say that before. Holding this microphone in your hand, it's got a good heft to it, feels like a real microphone. It's got some good solidity to it, doesn't seem to suffer from handling noise. The basket is nice and transparent. I'm really, oh boy, if I could keep this microphone, it's not mine. I wish it was mine. not mine. This one was on loan to me from a fellow booth junkie who asked me if I wanted to test a number of microphones. Yes, I do. The Warm Audio. Now, this is definitely, you could make this one your forever mic. Forever mic. If you like the way you sound on this microphone, you may never, ever need to get another one. And you pay the price for it, too. This one is priced at $599, I think. It's about a $600 microphone. And it sounds like it. I think this one sounds smooth. It doesn't have a strong presence boost. It's not, super treble forward. It's not bass forward. If anything, I'd say the mid-range of my voice sort of stands out in this one. It doesn't get super bassy. It doesn't get too bright, too crisp. It's not like a needle in your ear or anything like that. I feel like it sounds really nice and smooth. Now, I'll get up to it and we'll do a proximity test. So I'm going to get right up on that microphone, really try not to pop it. I hope I don't. But now I'm about centimeter off the basket. And so the thing we test with a proximity test is as we get farther away or closer to it, does the tonality of my voice change? Some microphones will have a strong proximity effect, and as you get closer to it, you get bassier. You get bassier as you go forward, and as you move away, that bass rolls off. Some microphones, they engineer that out of it. So as you get closer, it doesn't change. You don't need to juggle any EQ. And some voice artists, we want to be able to get right up on that mic and bring out that presence, bring out that bass and authority in our voice if we can by getting right up on it. Normally you'd have a pop filter right in front of it, so apologies if I'm popping that mic, but it gets sort of in the way of the camera. But what else is there to say? I mean, listen to this microphone. If I stop yakking, hear my stomach growling, but I don't hear anything in this microphone. For me, there is no detectable noise. And I've got my preamp. I got my preamp up, like 85% of max. So if there's any preamp noise, you'd hear it, but I don't hear anything. So, smooth, easy to listen to, sounds great, low noise, good proximity effect. The Warm Audio WA87. Oh, man, I want this mic. Sorry, I want it. It's too bad I can't have it. Not until I scrape together a few more pennies. But maybe it's the one for you. Maybe you'd say, that's the one I'm going to get. I'm going to save all my pennies. Now, I'd saved a lot of pennies before I'd ever heard of a Warm Audio mic, and I bought a Neumann, another one. Spent way more than this, and I'd put the two on par any day. They don't sound the same. They both sound good. They don't necessarily sound the same. This one, I would say, sounds more like a U87 than my TLM 103. But I tell you what, you want to make a forever, you want to consider a forever mic? Warm Audio, I'd say. So that's what I have for you. I hope it helps. If you're thinking about buying one of these, I hope this helps you make your decision one way or the other. But at any rate, go get yourself a microphone, get in a booth, and record something amazing. We'll talk to you next time. Bye.